April 16, 2007, Virginia Tech, known previously for its picturesque setting and its academic and athletic achievements, unexpectedly and tragically became a place people equated with violence and sadness. Many feared that stigma would be permanently attached to the university, but over the course of a year, the Virginia Tech and Blacksburg communities have become known for something more positive: strength. Through its community service and highly rated academic programs and research, the university is showing that although April 16th is part of Tech's history, the event is not what defines it. Athletics have helped the Virginia Tech community come together. They've shown that being a Hokie means being supportive, strong, and able to work as a team no matter the situation. With continued support from its local and extended communities, Virginia Tech has been able to heal and honor those lost while still finding ways to move forward. Dr. Ishwar Puri is head of Tech's Engineering, Science, and Mechanics Department. He was in his second-floor office in Norris Hall when the shootings took place.
So I think that the point to understand is that if we came through this tragedy, it was not just that she came through the tragedy, or he came through the tragedy, or I came through the tragedy. I think we all came through the tragedy.
Pastor Tommy McDearest from Blacksburg Baptist Church was on site at Norris Hall and the inn at Virginia Tech, also visiting the victims in the hospital afterwards. He is the chaplain for the police department in Blacksburg.
They've done remarkably well. I've been amazed at how well they have done. They're very professional. They knew that was their job, and so they went and did it. A lot of pain in the weeks right after it. A lot of attachments to each other. I heard police officers say things that I'd never heard before. Some of them would, before, when you were dealing with the alcohol downtown, they would get so aggravated with the students. When that was over, they said, I used to be frustrated with the students. Now I want to protect them. There was a real sense of that among those officers, and that is carried over. That still is out there. They've done well, though. They've spent a lot of time trying to process it. We've held a lot of sessions for them to talk, and they've been able to do that pretty well. They're dreading the week ahead, unquestionably dreading that. A lot of positive things that have been said to and about those services, particularly on that day. The way the police fought so hard to try to get in that building, and the fact that the rescue personnel were willing to go in there even before the all clear was given to be able to go and start trying to treat people. And the way they tried to take care of the ones we were able to evacuate quickly or jumping from the windows. I think there was an enormous respect for that group. I think in some ways those groups were just kind of taken for granted. They were there, they were supposed to do a job, thank you for, it was just there. And then all of a sudden they realized how much they relied on that. And I think it's had a tremendous impact. Our church ended up adopting the Virginia Tech Rescue Squad and has tried to supply them with a lot of materials and shelving and new supplies and those kind of things. And never before had we ever really thought about the Virginia Tech Rescue Squad. It was there. It was a good thing to have. Nobody feels that way now. It's more than that.
I was not always sure that we'd come back to Norris Hall. There was, of course, the tragedy, but then there was the displacement from our place of work. And that was almost as if someone had taken a crowbar or a 2x4 and slammed it on the side of your head. It was unfathomable to initially come to grips with what had transpired. I lost two great friends in the tragedy, Kevin Granata and Livy Lebrescu. Coming to terms with that was difficult enough, but knowing that there were so many other victims, there were 3 other instructors and numerous students who'd lost their lives just steps away from my office. That was, while I was in the building, that was just unfathomable.
Yeah, Leslie Sherman was actually a really good friend of mine. We went to middle school and high school together, and we were really good friends through basketball and a lot of the honor societies and stuff. So yeah, we were our families were, I knew their family and stuff too. So it was